I want to ask you something. And I want you to actually think about the answer before you keep watching. When you imagine a good life, a safe life, what does it look like? A stable job, a partner, a home. Everything settled by what, 25, 28? Maybe you have that. Maybe you are working toward that. Maybe someone in your life is pushing you toward that right now. And I'm not here to tell you that any of those things are bad. I'm here to ask you one question. Whose definition of a good life is that? Because for most of my life, it was not mine. And nobody told me that until I figured it out myself the hard way. I grew up with a very clear blueprint. Study, work hard, find a good man, settle down young, have children, build security. That was safety. And that was what it meant to have a good life. And I followed it. I married young, not because it was wrong. I just was not mature enough yet to know what I actually wanted. I was not old enough to know who I actually was. So I was living the blueprint. And from the outside, it looked right. It looked safe. But inside, I kept hitting the wall. A dead end. Because I was not living who I was. I was living who I was taught to be. And there is a big difference between those two things. I did not have a personality that I had discovered for myself. I had a personality that had been handed to me. How to speak, how to behave, what is right, what is wrong, what a woman should do, what a woman should want. And for a long time, I just followed it. Because that is what you do. That is what everyone around me was doing. Until one day I stopped. And I started listening to a different voice, my own. So let me tell you exactly what I was taught. Because I think you will recognize some of this. Belief number one. Safety comes from a stable job. Your worth is connected to what you do for a living. Your security is connected to your salary. So you find something safe and you stay. Even if it's killing you slowly. Even if every morning you wake up and something feels wrong. You stay because it's safe. Belief number two. Your life should be settled by your mid-20s. Degree, job, partner, maybe children. Everything in its place. And if it's not, something is wrong with you. You are behind. You missed something. Belief number three. You do things for others because they will do things for you. It is transactional. You give, but you expect. You help, but you keep score. Even if you do not say it out loud, even if you do not admit it to yourself, the expectation is there. Belief number four. There are things you do not say. There are ways you do not behave. There are opinions you keep to yourself because what will people think? Because this is how it's done. Because who do you think you are? I lived inside all of these beliefs for years. And none of them were mine. Not one. And then something shifted. I was very young when I first felt it. I said to myself, I want to be in management. I want to inspire people. I want to lift people up. I want to work in luxury, in premium brands. I want to build a team that I am proud of. Everyone around me looked at me like I was dreaming. You are too young. You are way too ambitious. Come on, that's not realistic. But I put a timeline on it. And I said, by this age, I will have this. I was specific. I imagined exactly what it would look like. My team, my role, the brands I would work for. Prada, Furla, Miu Miu, Nespresso. And I built exactly that. And not because I was lucky, because I believed it was possible before I had any evidence of that it was. So that moment changed everything for me. Because I realized when I listened to my own voice, my actual voice, not the one I was handed, I am unstoppable. And so are you. The problem is most people never get to hear their own voice because it is buried under everyone else's. So what changed for me at 47? Everything, and I mean that. First, I stopped giving my time and energy to things that drain me. Not with anger. I just stopped. If it does not match where I'm going, it does not get my energy. Second, I stopped doing things with expectation. And this one took me a very long time. When you give, truly give without expecting anything back, something comes back anyways, always. Not because you planned it, because that's how it works when you give from a real place. Third, I show up for myself first. Every single morning, movement, stillness, my own thoughts before anyone else's. And this is not selfish. This is how I become someone worth showing up for others. And the last thing, I stopped trying to be settled. I stopped trying to have everything figured out. My son is 24. And the one thing I will never pass on to him is the blueprint I was handed. I will not tell him his life needs to look a certain way by a certain age. I will not tell him that safety comes from staying. I will show him every single day that the only real safety is knowing who you are. And that takes time and courage. And showing up for yourself even when nobody is watching. That is what I want him to see me do. I'm not telling you to blow up your life. I'm not telling you to quit your job or leave your relationship or move countries. Although I did all of those things. And I would do every single one of them again. What I am telling you is this. Stop living a life built on someone else's definition of safety. Start asking, what do I actually want? Not what I was taught to want. Not what will make others comfortable. What do I want? And then go toward it. Even if you are terrified, even if nobody around you understands it, even if it takes longer than you planned. The comfort zone never saved anyone. It just kept them comfortable. So if this resonated with you, come back. Because next time we are going deeper. We are going to talk about the why behind the things you are avoiding. And I promise you that conversation will change something. Subscribe so you don't miss it. And if you need something right now, not next week, not the week after or when you feel ready, right now, Inside Spark is there. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. A coach that remembers your story. Link is in the description. And I will see you in the next one.